Hello everyone and welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are flying far north. We are currently at Helsinki in Finland and we are flying to Oslo in Norway today. We are on the VATSIM network as usual, so there is some movement at the airport, but it's not too busy today. Weather is also quite nice. There were some drizzles a few minutes ago. But right now not a whole lot happening. It's almost sunset in any case. So yeah, we are staying we are at stand 222 today, and we are going to fly our Fenix Airbus A320 as usual. So let's hop into the cockpit and start preparing for our flight. We already have the ground power attached, so yeah, let's go ahead and prepare our flight. Okay, battery is on, and then external power. Just increase the volume. Right, there we go. Systems are initializing, so let's import our flight plan from SimBrief, which I have already pre-filed. And we have about 30 minutes to go, so all good. Let's look at the mass and balance there. 128 passengers with 1,920 kilos of cargo and 6,807 kilograms of fuel. We'll round it up to 6,900. Say apply, and then we can load the aircraft using GSX. So load with GSX. Okay, systems are still initializing.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, let's set up the overhead panel, so fuel pumps, and then emergency exit lighting. Then logo lights can come on, wing lights can also come on, crew oxygen supply, ground control, and navigation system. Okay.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Oh, good. Let's initialize our flight plan as well. So AOC menu, flight init, request from SimBrief. Just reduce the brightness a bit. And there we go, Helsinki to Oslo Gardermoen Airport. Let's initialize the route as well, and insert our call sign, which is Scandinavian 146. And let's look at our operational flight plan for the cost index and the cruising altitude. Okay, so here's our operational flight plan. Helsinki to Oslo Gardermoen Airport, cruising altitude, flight level 380, cost index of 5, block fuel 6.8, which we rounded up now to 6.9 tons.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck
our
arrives
routing,
and ask to do it.
Departure runway 22 left, direct Adivo. We don't have a seat in our direction, so we go direct Adivo, and then Yankee 365 Airway, and then Pogok, and then direct Buri, then November 623, and then Eseba for Mike arrival into Gardermoen for runway 19 left. Okay, that is pretty much it. So 5 is our cost index and 380 is our cruising altitude, and let's import our wind data. Wind data is downloaded, so all that is good. Let's see what is happening outside. Alright, refueling is ongoing, catering services are ongoing, so let's continue our setup. Let's look at the init page and fill in our zero fuel weight and center of gravity. So let's open up our load sheet here. Zero fuel weight 56.1, center of gravity 32.6, 6.9 is our block fuel, we said 6.9, we rounded it up. Takeoff weight 62.8, 62.8, so we'll accept that load sheet. Okay, let's fill in the rest of the fuel components over here. So contingency fuel 0.6, alternate fuel is 1.8, and then final reserve is 0.901, so that's fine. Minimum destination fuel on board 2.8. Okay, that is fine. Let's just reduce the brightness here as well, and here the primary flight display and on the navigation display. Okay, let's tune to the PA system because boarding is going to start very soon. So that is all good. We still have about 23 minutes to get out of here. Let's see who is currently online. We have got Helsinki Control on 121300. So 121300. Let's see if they are still online. Of course they are still online, so okay. 121300. Actually, ATIS information just came online as well, but there is no information yet on 135075. 135075. 135075. Okay, 075.
1018. Trend. No significant changes. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie. This is Helsinki Vantaa arrival and departure information, Charlie. At time 1720. Expect ILS approach. Arrival runway 15. Departure runway 22 left. Transition level 60. Wind 120 degrees. 9 or knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Light rain showers up. Few 2,700. Few 4,000. Temperature 8. Dew point 1. QNH 1018. Trend. No significant changes. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Okay,
This is health.
that was information, Charlie. QNH 1018. Departure runway is 22 left. Transition level 6000. Okay. Rain showers as reported on ATIS as well. Our jetway is attached for the boarding process to begin.
Passengers boarding starting.
Refueling is done, so let's start the APU for the air conditioning. Let's get some light up here as well.
And keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops,
QNH
handbags,
1018.
duty-free and loose items of clothing. If you are seated in an
Transition
emergency
level
exit
6000.
row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, We would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Okay, thank you cabin crew for that announcement. So let's tune to the control to ask for our clearance. 121-300.
Expect ILS approach. Arrival runway 15. Departure runway 22 left. Transition level 60. Wind 120 degrees. 9 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Light rain showers up. View 2700. View 4000. Temperature 8. Dew point 1. QNH 1018. Trend. No significant changes. Advise on initial contact. You have information Charlie.
Okay, information Charlie is still the latest.
6 Mike Bravo when ready, descend flight level 100.
And there we go. Both clicking on the frequency.
Flight level 100, 6 Mike Bravo.
Helsinki Control, good evening. Scandinavian 146 at stand 22 of Helsinki Vantaa Airport is type Airbus A320 with information Charlie, requesting IFR clearance to Oslo as filed.
Oslo 146, information Charlie, glide Oslo runway 22 left, fly heading 270, climb 4000, squawk 1767, radar vectors to arrival.
Clear to Oslo as filed, runway 22 left, climb out heading 270, initial climb 5000, squawk 1767, and we'll expect the radar vectors for Scandinavian 146.
146, confirm initial climb 4000 feet.
Initial climb 4000 feet for Scandinavian 146.
Correct.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we do not have a SID headed in our direction, so we are going 270 degrees on takeoff. So let's set up our aircraft.
302, descend 2000 feet.
1767.
2000 feet, Finland 1302.
It's our transponder code. Initial climb is not 5000 but 4000 feet. And we'll take off runway 22 left to go heading 270 and get radar vectors. So let's set that up. Departure runway 22 left. Insert that. Bearing is 217. Okay. Let's set up our arrival into Oslo as well. We said we are going to get runway 100 left via the SEB 4 Mike.
Helsinki Control, Eurowings A235 at flight level 100 on the Napix 3 Bravo departure. Eurowings A235 Helsinki, hello, radar contact.
Okay, so there we go.
Finland 1302, turn right, heading 130, clear ILS approach runway 15.
We have that discontinuity,
Right,
of
heading
course.
130, clear ILS approach runway 15, Finland 1302. Finnair 8 November, contact Rovaniemi 129.9, terve.
Contact Rovaniemi 129.9, kiitos and hyvää päivää.
Sama.
Right, and then arrival into Helsinki.
77 Hotel, leaving Condor airspace, monitor Unicom, bye-bye.
Monitor Unicom, thank you, bye-bye.
SEB 4 Mike. We go and then start our descent and slow down 250 knots and then continue our descent into Oslo. Very nice comprehensive arrival, so all good. Okay.
Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure an on-time departure, we would kindly ask that you
Right, passengers are still boarding, so let's go ahead and look at what's happening outside.
Eurowings 8235, climb flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360,
Been a
Eurowings
couple of minutes
8235.
now, so APU bleed on. So we are pretty much ready to go. We just wait for the passengers to finish boarding so that we can do our takeoff performance calculations. No messages. Don't know if it's PDC over here, but it's fine. We already got our clearance. While we wait, we can set up our secondary flight plan. So say copy active.
Finland 1302, wind 120 degrees, 9 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 15, Finnair 1302.
Okay. Right, we'll go 25 miles and a hold. So we'll set up a waypoint for that. So go Helsinki, we just call it 1 X-ray. And we'll put it probably here in the discontinuity, which is going to be on the runway. So Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo 22 left, and then the bearing is 21725 miles. We store that.
Helsinki control Finnair 1, Lima Papa flight level 390 on the way. Finnair 1, Lima Papa, Helsinki control set squawk 0367. Squawk 0367, Finnair 1, Lima Papa.
So that's that,
Cabin crew,
and then
any remaining land
we hold over there, and we are going to use the computed holds. So if we look at that, there we go. So that's our secondary flight plan. What we would also like to do is to come back in case of engine failure, of course. So new destination, we are coming back here. So Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo, and
Finnair 1, Lima Papa, descent flight level 100, clear Divan for Mike arrival runway 15.
arrival at Helsinki. Landing is going to be runway 15. So ILS 15, no star. Okay, so that is our secondary flight plan setup. We can visualize that in here as well. So fix info, we will go to left, 217 is the bearing, and then the other one we said is Helsinki 1 X-ray, and there we go. Okay, boarding is completed, so let's do our actually before we do our takeoff performance, let's update the init page. So let's look at the load sheet.
Finnair 1302, taxi to stand 172 via Yankee,
56.2
Victor Kilo, Alpha Whiskey, and
is a
outside.
new zero fuel weight, and zero fuel weight center of gravity 28.5.
172 via Yankee Zulu Victor Kilo Alpha Whiskey Alpha Echo Finnair 1302.
Finnair 1, Lima Papa, proceed direct Hotel Kilo 766.
Takeoff weight 62.8, 62.9 now. This is 6.8 now, so 6.8. And that's 62.8, 62.8, so accept that. Let's go performance, takeoff performance calculation. runway 22 left. Yeah, optimal flight flap configuration. Anti-ice is not required. We go and do a max on takeoff today. Sync our load sheet data and calculate 135 V1, 140 V rotate and 140 V2. Flaps 1 with a trimmable horizontal stabilizer of 0.4 up, and 70 is our flex temperature. So send to MCDU, and we are ready to go. Okay, let's look at our checklist. Cockpit preparation is completed. Parameters are set. QNH 1018. ACARS is initialized. Parking brake is set. There we go. Parking brake is set. Fuel on board is confirmed, 6.88 tons of fuel. Init B is loaded. Flex temperature is calculated 70 degrees. Takeoff speeds are calculated 135, 140, 140. And with that, we can ask for our startup clearance. So, external power off, beacon light on, and let's take our pushback clearance.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Scandinavian 146 is ready for push and start.
Scandinavian 146 started by pushback approach west, northwest, QNH 1018.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Push and start approved, nose left, QNH 1018 for Scandinavian 146.
Confirm face northwest.
Face northwest for Scandinavian 146. Northwest, the controller is not very audible, but it's okay. Let's look at the chart. I thought he said nose left. Ground chart. North west, so of course there we go.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay. Do we have a red line here?
Cabin crew, arm doors, cross-check.
Doesn't seem like it.
Traveler, good day. Nordic 119, flight level 330, approaching to about descent.
Hello, Nordic 119, Helsinki, radar contact. Descent flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100.
I think we are okay now, so we can start engines. Engine number 2, start.
Nordic 119, collect Nepix 2 Delta, arrival runway 03.
As we are about to demonstrate the safety features of our Airbus A320 aircraft.
Roger, cleared Nepix 2 Delta, arrival runway 03, Nordic 119.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions.
Engine number 2 is starting up.
The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes.
It's time to lower the brightness of the displays now. It's getting dark.
Which you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be
Set
behind
parking brakes.
you.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
All
Engine number 2 is started, so
Helsinki Control Dart 230.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Seatbelt signs are on. We recommend that you keep it fastened at all
Nordic 119, proceed direct drop
so engine number 2 start, engine number 1 start, sorry.
Pull a mask towards you to start the
Proceed direct drop off, Nordic 119.
Dart 2, return final, runway 0, correction, runway 06. So, will joining final runway 06, Dart 2, 3. Would you prefer a break over the airfield or straight in approach? We will make one break at the left-hand break over airfield.
Pipe has been removed.
Roger.
Left is clear, right is clear.
now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
Okay, engine number 1 is available, so you can go to normal and switch off the APU. And with that, we can do our after start checklist. Ground equipment is removed, anti-ice is not required. Flap configuration today, flaps 1. So flaps 1, trimmable horizontal stabilizer today is 0.4 up. So perhaps somewhere there. Okay.
Helsinki Control.
APU is off, yellow electric pumps on, trims are set now, cabin doors are armed, ECAM status is checked, there's nothing over there.
Helsinki Control, radar contact, clear direct, Elkun,
that is
runway
good.
15.
With that, we can ask for our
Click
taxi
direct
clearance.
Elkun, climb level 280.
Confirm runway 15.
Runway 15 at Helsinki.
Scandinavian 146, request taxi.
Runway 146, taxi via Alpha Delta, Alpha Charlie, Yankee, to holding point Yankee. Hold short runway 22 left.
Taxi to runway via Alpha Delta, Alpha Charlie, Yankee, and then hold short to 2 left for Scandinavian 146. Okay, Alpha Delta, and then Alpha Charlie. Okay. So let's go. Parking brakes off, and then taxi light on, and runway 10 off light. Okay, we go, and we make a right turn, the upcoming right turn onto Yankee. Taxi checklist. Auto brake max.
Papa, descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Spoilers arm. Takeoff config test. Weather radar on. So this is Alpha Charlie. Left is clear, right is clear.
Using the controls above your head or in your armrest.
Make a right here. On to Alpha Charlie. And then a left here. So right is clear, left is clear.
Signal 6 Mike Bravo, CPDLC terminated. 6 Mike Bravo.
So at Yankee, we hold short to 2 left, which is at holding point that's upcoming.
Dart 2 landed time 09, taxi to apron. Taxi to apron. Dart.
I don't know if he's gonna give us a takeoff clearance from here, or we are going to cross and then
Cabin crew seats
go around.
Hello, Helsinki Control, Finnair 34 Tango, in Helsinki with information Delta on board service clearance to Rovaniemi.
Thank you.
Finland 3.
And we go
Echo
flight control
Helsinki
check.
Control, say position.
Ailerons full left, full right.
Finland
Neutral.
3 for
Elevators
Tango
full
in
down,
Helsinki
full
gate
up,
Whiskey
neutral.
44.
Radars left,
Finland 3 for
radars
Tango,
right,
flat Rovaniemi, runway
neutral.
22
Flight
left,
control
fly
check is
heading
complete.
270. Fly
TCAS,
4000 feet, squawk
TARA.
3401.
Departure brief is done, takeoff data and FMA is done, flaps are set,
Finland
ECAM
3
memo,
for Tango clear to
takeoff
Rovaniemi,
no
runway
blue.
22 left. After departure, fly heading 270,
So, good.
climb 4000 feet, squawk 3401.
Helsinki.
While we are waiting, let's see if this intersection is here, intersection Yankee. If we take intersection Yankee, calculate and send this to the MCU. Let's change to flaps 2, recalculate and send to MCDU. So flaps 2 now, 0.4 up still. Flex temperature 60, and all the information is still on there. So takeoff config test is normal. Okay, Helsinki control, Scandinavian 146 is holding 22 left at Yankee.
Scandinavian 146, line up runway 22 left.
Line up and wait 22 left for Scandinavian 146. Did not ask us if we can do the intersection takeoff.
Scandinavian 146 after departure, fly heading 270, wind 160 degrees 7 knots, cleared for takeoff runway 22 left.
Cleared for takeoff 22 left after departure, fly heading 270 degrees for Scandinavian 146. Okay, so let's line up.
Finland Lima Papa, descent 2000 feet after Sutax, direct Elku.
Descent 2000 feet after Sutax, direct Elku, Finland 1 Lima Papa.
Okay, entering the runway, takeoff runway is confirmed to left, strobes
Delta 154, Helsinki controller, radar contact, cleared internal mic arrival, runway 15.
Strobes on, landing lights on.
And we are ready for descent, runway 154.
And then let's make sure we are still on PAX on.
120, runway 154.
PAX on. Okay, so let's start the clocks and let's go. Parking brakes off. 1.2 EPR. Stable and Toga. Toga SRS runway AutoFPS blue. A bit windy. V1 rotate.
Norway 626, climb flight level 350.
Positive rate. Gear up. Crosswind.
Hello Ryanair 318. Helsinki control, radar contact, set squawk 3302.
Squawk 3302, Ryanair 318.
Autopilot on. Climb thrust. And we make it 10 to 270.
We have 146 radar contact, report passing altitude.
Scandinavian 146 passing 28.
So we have 146, climb flight level 380, proceed direct Pogok.
Climb 380 direct Pogok for Scandinavian 146.
Nordic 119, descent 2,500 feet, QNH 1018.
Cruising altitude of 380.
Roger, descent altitude 2,500 feet, the QNH 1018.
And we are going direct Pogok.
Cleared RMP, runway 03. Nordic 119.
Requesting continue descent. Renner 9318, descent
There's
flight
our
level
turn to
120,
Pogok.
cleared inter 9 mic
Flaps
arrival,
up.
runway 15.
And spoilers disarm.
Sending flight level 120 cleared on 129.
That's definitely a false alarm.
90318.
We have got the sun in our face, making the instruments a little bit difficult.
Papa, päässyt taksi, Elkon Kleta, Elas, approach runway 15.
We increase the brightness. Passing our transition altitude, altimeter set to standard. Okay, there's Pogok waypoint and we'll reach our cruising altitude just after passing it. Okay, after takeoff, landing gear is up, ECAM status is checked. We are cleared to 380 and our barometers are set to standard. So let's continue our climb. Right, we are passing 10,000 feet, so landing lights off, and we can release the passengers as well.
Here to Oulu via Devru, departure runway 22 left, heading to 70 squawk 3473.
Now we continue our climb to 380, so let's just sit back and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Expect radar vectors to Devru.
Alright, we are at our cruising altitude of flight level 380, currently going Mach 0.82, which is faster than our final speed, which is fine. We just want to cut down on the travel time. So far we've been flying for about 30 minutes. Okay, so we are currently on a uniform frequency because we are flying through uncontrolled airspace. So let's use the free time that we have to brief for our arrival. We said that we are going to fly the Eseba 4 mic arrival for runway 19 left. I've just checked through the ATIS information, and it does say that the runway 19 left and 19 right are the runways in use. Transition level 8,000 feet. So yeah, Polaris control is still online on 121.55. Actually, let's set that one up now. 121.55. Okay, 121.55. Okay, so other than that is just the weather report, which is wind 110 degrees, 3 knots, variable between 40 degrees and 150 degrees. Cloud and visibility is okay. Temperature 9, dew point negative 4 degrees Celsius. QNH 1014. QNH 1014, we can set it up already. 1014 and go back to standard. Of course, we'll need to update all the information if it changes when we are close to Oslo. Okay, so let's look at our arrival now. We said that let's go Gardermoen Airport arrival. we said that we are coming through the ESEBA 4 mic. So this is ESEBA 4 Alpha, 4 Lima, ESEBA 4 mic is the one we are looking for. So let's have a look at that. There we go, ESEBA waypoint marked by here. We should be at a maximum 250 knots already. And then you go KGET and then Golf Mike 422. Here we should be at flight level 100 and maximum speed of 220 knots in order to make a reasonable turn radius, with a reasonable radius to go to Golf Mike 423 and then 424, 425 and then 453, still at flight level 100. And then we continue our descent from Golf Mike 453 into Titla, still maximum 220 knots, but here we should just be above 5,000 feet. And then from Titla we join our approach, which is going to be either ILS or RNP according to the ATIS information. So let's see, say ILS 190 left and RNP 190 left. Okay, maybe RNP Zulu. So let's look at the ILS first. So Titla 220 knots, 5,000 feet, and then we continue descending here to 3,500 up to X-ray India Victor Tango Alpha, and then we make a left turn. We make a left turn to this waypoint, X-ray India Victor Tango Alpha. That's where we'll intercept the localizer, but before then we will have gotten into the glide slope already, or we have intercepted the glide slope already. Okay, ILS minimum decision altitude is 882 feet, so we can set that up already. 882 feet. Okay, so if we get an RNP approach instead, we get an RNP Zulu, of course then we'll go Titla again, and then same waypoints, different minimums of course, but it's fine. So minimum decision altitude there is 1,000 feet. But in terms of the alignment, horizontal alignment, everything is pretty much the same with the ILS. Of course here we will get the imaginary glide slope, but otherwise all is good. Okay, so let's set up the rest of the performance data. Let's go with the meta information instead. 1103 knots. 1103 knots is our wind. QNH is 1014. 1014. Temperature is 9 degrees Celsius. Transition level said is 8,000 feet. So flight level 80. 080. Okay, we'll do a config full landing today, so our approach speed is going to be 134 knots. Okay, let's see, runway 4 left as well. Let's do a simple landing performance calculation. We go good runway condition, and then we apply the meta, the current meta. Landing weight is estimated 62.7, so 62.8. 62.8. Low auto brake, idle with no reversers. We need about 2082 meters to land, which is fine. It's more than sufficient runway, so that is all good. Okay, So let's continue our flight. We are still far out from the top of descent. So we're reaching there at about 1824 Zulu. So still a couple of minutes. We will of course wait for the Polaris South controller to reach out to us. Actually they just went offline now, so we will just fly our approach as filed. There are no controllers online at Oslo at the moment. Alright, we have reached our top of descent, so it's time to decelerate and descend down into Oslo. 10,000 feet is our target altitude initially. So we go manage descent, and we need to be at 10,000 feet by Golf Mike 422. So let's see. Golf Mike 422, 10,000. So it looks like we are going to make that target altitude or altitude constraint, so it's all good. Alright, we are still descending to 10,000 feet. So let's just update our information over here, starting with the weather. We don't have ATIS online anymore, so we go arrival and review the meta information, and let's update that. Wind has changed, so let's go to the performance page and change that. Wind is now 100 degrees 4 knots. Temperature is 8 degrees now. QNH is still 1014, and transition level will keep it the same. And since we don't have a controller online now, we're going to do the ILS 190 left, and so we'll keep the transition the minimum decision altitude at 882. Okay, let's just check on the landing performance as well. Just realized that I didn't copy out the correct landing weight, which should have been 59.6. So 59.6 is the correct landing weight. There we go. So refresh the weather as well and apply that. And low auto brake, idle no reversers, 2018 kilometers. Still have a lot of runway left to go. Okay, other thing we would like to do also is to set up the fixes, starting with extending the runway center line. So we go flight plan, fix info, Echo November Golf Mike 04 left. Wait. This is not 04 left, but it's 190 left. The runway heading is 192, so the opposite side is going to be 12, so 12 degrees, and there we have our center line extended next we would like to also just set up the progress page. So 19 left, so that we know how far we are. There we go, 30 miles out. Okay. Anything else? I don't see high terrain around the airport. So that is okay. That's our approach briefed. We'll continue to monitor the weather information as we descend down. But other than that, we are just slowing down to 220 knots, which is the deceleration is starting at is going to start at that upcoming magenta dot, and we will soon be at 10,000 feet by Golf Mike 428. And since we are reaching 10,000 feet, it's a good time to turn on our landing lights and seatbelt sign as well. Okay, we are coming up on Golf Mike 453, 220 knots maximum speed and 10,000 feet, so we make a sharp left to go direct to Tikla, which is our final waypoint before we join the approach. Let's check how far we are. 33 miles. And now we can continue our descent to 5,000 feet by Titla. We do manage descent in order to meet the constraint. Very long sunset this far north. We took off at sunset and we are going to be landing at sunset. Okay, so let's look at how we're gonna go about this. So Titla for ILS 1 left. After that, we should be going to. There's Titla. We are not going to Ospad. Oh, this is Ospad. So okay, that's fine then.
Right by Alpha 7.
Okay. I think we have 2 vertical speed here. Otherwise, the aircraft is going to overshoot that. Because it just need to be above 5,000 feet.
Just no. It is up 7 Delta. Thank you.
Past our transition level, so QNH 1014.
Right, that's up 7 Delta departure.
QNH is still 1014. Need to update the weather information again. Temperature 8. still, so okay, that's all right. So traffic Scandinavian 146 is 20 miles inbound ILS 190 left. Okay. I don't see any other inbound aircraft at the moment.
Airborne traffic, non-expatriate to airborne passing 3,200 feet, flying
5,000 feet is coming. So after that we go direct OSPAD so that we can set 4,000 feet and do managed descent. So OSPAD direct 4,000 feet.
Oslo traffic, Nordic 18 Romeo Mike, departing now runway 19 right. And Rib 1 Delta departure.
Flaps 1 and let's slow down. Switch on the landing system as well. We've got the localizer and the glide slope signals. So we'll just hit approach. On the rest of the landing lights.
Traffic, Boeing 738, line up and take and wait. Runway 19 right. Nordic 378.
Traffic, right.
There is a bit of terrain over here, but I think we are going to turn just before it.
19 left via Bravo 7 for immediate takeoff via the Flipper 1 Charlie departure.
Flaps 2. And we've got the localizer. There we go. There's a localizer. The glide slope is also coming, so 3,500. Glide slope is coming, so let's make another announcement on the VATSIM network. So we are 10 miles now.
Thank you. Hi Captain, the cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you. Also traffic Scandinavian 146 is 10 miles on the ILS for 190 left.
Also traffic Scandinavian 827 airborne, clear of 19 left as well. Oslo traffic.
Flaps 3. Glide slope is captured. What is our go around altitude today is 3,000 feet. That's all good. Gear down. Okay, landing checklist. Auto brake low, spoilers arm. Landing lights are on. And flaps full. 3,000 feet is the current altitude. Alright, let's look at our checklists. ECAM status is checked. Nothing there. Approach type and runway ILS 19 left minimums are set. Approach face is active. That is active. Don't have a controller. Barometers are set. Auto brake is set. Beast approach altitude is set. ECAM memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. Let's switch off the autopilot and fly the rest of the way by hand. Terrain and navigation display off. We apparently do not have lighting yet at the airport for some reason, but I guess it's fine. Continue. I don't see any puppies. Quite strange. But what can you do? There is a lot of lighting on the buildings themselves, but nothing on the runways and taxiways, it seems. Oh, there it comes. So probably just rendering distance then.
500.
Still on the localizer and on the glide. 2 red, 2 white.
Above. 200. Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Okay, we are down. Reverse thrust. 80 knots. 60 knots. And here we go. We can vacate here.
Garmin traffic Viking 4124 taxi 1 via
So we can vacate here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the right.
The cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure.
So there's a runway that we need to cross over here, so we will hold short and indicate that we have vacated runway. Actually, no, there is no runway ahead here. So we can go.
It has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 146 has vacated runway 19 left. Left is clear, right is clear. I believe here we taxi on the left hand side. So left is clear, right is clear, and we can turn here. Okay, so let's taxi a little bit slow and clean up the aircraft. So flaps up, landing lights off, taxi light on, APU master switch, APU start, and we can stop the clock. 1 hour 22 flight time. Flight directors off, landing system off. So let's see, we can start the clock as well. If the terminal is too far, we can do a single engine taxi. So let's announce on the network what stand we would like to take. We'll take stand 69. Let's just check on the VATSIM map as well whether that stand is taken. It is unlikely to be taken, so that's what we'll go for. So how are we going to taxi? We are going to taxi via Sierra, which is where we are on now. We go Sierra, then we go Juliet, and then Romeo. Okay. Oslo traffic, Scandinavian 146 taxiing to stand 69 via Sierra, Juliet, and Romeo. Okay, 1 minute. Strobe lights can come off as well. APU is available. Left is clear, right is clear.
After traffic, Broughton's 45 Tango landing up runway 01 left.
Okay, there's Juliet coming up on our left. So we have to make a left
traffic 93-219 P19, you're right. We're
that's Juliet.
1-2 miles out.
Right is clear, left is clear. So we make a left here. It's 2 minutes taxiing, so
traffic Broughton's 45 Tango
we
taking
can
off from
switch
the
off one engine.
Taking off from the 01 left.
Engine number 2 off. Stand 69. So let's see. We don't have 69 on here, so let's see. Parking, let's see, gate 69, and that's it. Scandinavian Airways. So there is our stand over there. So left is clear, right is clear. We make a turn here, and this is 69. can switch off the lights so we don't blind our air marshal that's standing over there.
Traffic, Broughton's 45 Tango climbing to 3,500 feet, clear of runway 01 left, 19 right.
Okay. Parking brake is set, APU is on, flaps are up, so we can switch off the remaining engine. Welcome to Oslo Gardermoen Airport.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
Right, very nice airport, freeway scenery. We'll check it out while the passengers are deboarding. So, beacon light off, seatbelt sign off, passengers can deboard. There's our jetway attaching. And we should have gotten our arrival message from Scandinavian operations. IOC menu, received messages, arrived. Nice. Okay, so let's look at our checklist. After landing checklist, exterior lights are set, flaps are set to 0, ground spoilers have been disarmed, APU is on, weather radar can come off, and then TCAS can come to standby. If engine shut down, electric pump should have been on, but we skipped that, so I guess it's fine now. And we'll do the parking checklist next. So yellow electric pump is already off, engines are off, cabin doors are disarmed, beacon light is off, seatbelt sign is off, and transponder we can set it to 2000 for VFR. Okay, overhead panel, fuel pumps off. Let's connect to the external power, ground control, and switch off the navigation system. Alright, so let's watch the deboarding process. Alright, passengers are deboarding, so once they are done, we can switch off the aircraft and call it a night. So I hope you enjoyed this flight, and I'll see you in the next one.